Hello everyone, this is a slightly delayed version of Trackside with Tom. YouTube had a bit of a hiccup there between 11:30 and about 12:02, and we got ourselves online basically as quickly as we could once the outage ended. And today here with me I have Evan Weber. Say hello, Evan.
Hey everyone.
And Patrick Shea.
How's it going?
So let's give him a little bit of a sound check
applause
here. Make sure everybody can be heard correctly. So, anyway, we're looking in at Cedar Falls because that was literally the only thing that I had time to pull up before we got started. And we have a track gang. It looks like that they might be relaying rail going through Cedar Falls here. I was not aware that this track project was going to be happening. But sure enough, here we are.
Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, no, that welded rail will probably sit there for 2 or 3 years.
I know, you'd think that at some point that they would be like, oh yeah, we need to do something with that.
Yeah, no, the CN didn't get to it around the Cedar Rapids area till a few months ago, and it's been there since early 2019, so
yeah.
Yep.
So Evan and Patrick, I just shared my screen with you. Can you guys see that all right now? I'd forgotten to kick off the screen share when we started.
Oh, yeah, I can see it.
So yeah, rainy day across most of eastern Iowa today, and we have some evidence of rain here in Cedar Falls. Obviously,
yeah,
go
the
out
whole
and...
state.
What's that?
The whole state, the whole eastern half of the state's basically covered in this gloomy drizzle for today, but that's just because the fall weather is finally upon us.
I know, right?
I am absolutely ecstatic because Tuesday was literally 100 degrees.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was bad.
It's true. So, we have a lot of exciting things to talk about here today, as we see that the track gang is belching out exhaust now, ready to start their work this afternoon. We have somebody checking in from Rogersville, Missouri on the Thayer sub. Hello, Michael. So, our biggest announcement today is a brand new webcam that I literally just installed yesterday. And I am going to pull this up so we can see it. Now,
yet another location on the CP.
Another location on the
that
CP,
we
that's right.
Really need.
We are in Guttenberg, Iowa. We're actually looking north toward Eckards and Marquette in this view. And you, over on the right-hand side, that is not a bug. That is actually that's a cat's ear that's supposed to keep out, wind noise.
Wind noise.
But it is definitely hanging off on its own there. It's not exactly doing its job. It must have become detached maybe during the rain earlier today. But overcast skies, but not raining in Guttenberg at this time.
Not yet.
Yeah. And we did actually have a train by Guttenberg earlier this morning. Now, we're not going to be able to see it because of the hiccup with YouTube. Somebody said they've been working in Cedar Falls yesterday and today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so apparently we missed out on that. Now, Guttenberg, for those of you that are paying attention to the Canadian Pacific, this is 34 and a half miles north of our location at Dubuque Junction. And I'll just pull that up here quickly also to show next. Guttenberg, this view is looking north. Trains coming toward the camera would be headed toward Dubuque. Trains heading away would be heading toward La Crescent and St. Paul or Mason City if they were going to turn and go west at Marquette. And we are our host here. We're going to talk about our new host a little bit too. We have the city of Guttenberg that has actually agreed to allow us to host a camera on their city shops. And so we are on North 3rd Street. That's the street that's running parallel to the tracks in the middle of the picture here. And, oh, it looks like we have something coming down. Maybe a high rail of some sort?
Oh, really?
Yeah, coming toward us here at
Oh,
Guttenberg.
yeah. Oh, is that it looks like a ballast regulator.
Uh-huh.
Huh. Geez, now that it's not 100 degrees outside, everyone's picking the same day to fix their railroad.
I know, right? Well, and the other part of it, too, is there's a house track in Guttenberg. It's only got one switch on it. And facing south. So, oh, I gotta switch back over to Cedar Falls here quick and turn off the feed. There we go. So those guys are heading toward the house track in Guttenberg, which is in downtown Guttenberg, and they may be getting out of the way for a train that's coming through. It's possible. Unfortunately, we can't hear what's going on because literally when I went to plug in the scanner radio that I had intended to use in Guttenberg, it popped and snapped and then it just died. So we have no scanner radio in Guttenberg. We are going to, I'll have to make another trip up there in a couple of weeks potentially. But we are going to have a scanner radio eventually in Guttenberg. The one died that I brought with me. Then you'll be able to hear things like hearing the crews tone up the radio control switches at Eckerd's. And be able to hear the defect detector go off that's about half mile south of this location. So we're looking forward to that a little bit later on, but it's not going to happen just yet. If one of you guys wants to keep an eye on Guttenberg and see if a train does show up, because my guess is those guys were heading toward the house track to clear up.
Yeah. I'll put it on my second monitor.
Yeah.
I have a half interesting train on East Dubuque at 12:08. It actually ended up parking right in a perfect area for our camera, so
yeah.
It's almost like they did it intentionally.
Is that on the east camera at East Dubuque?
The west.
The west camera, all right.
Yes. What?
Well, let's get the East Dubuque west camera pulled up and see exactly what
Might
it
want to go
has
to
to offer.
12:08:30 or something like that. Because that's when they, roughly when they start moving.
12:08, you say?
Yeah, 12:08:30.
I don't know if this is going to cooperate. Let's see here.
One car up.
There we go.
Could just arrow
One
key it.
car, two locomotives.
Yep, we got it
two
now.
across.
So
Over.
we have a
Sweet.
All right, sounds good. All right, thanks,
pair of standard cab Jeeps coming toward us. Or no.
Conductor in between.
Yeah, it is. It's a pair of Jeeps.
Yeah, those are.
I thought for a second
Yep.
that second one might
Brand
be a
new
six-axle,
rebuild.
but it's not. So we've got... Well, thanks for posing, guys. That's perfect.
Right.
We've got the 3144 and the 3175. Patrick, you wanna do a little bit of research on the heritage on those two?
Understand that could be.
Yeah, I can do that.
Brakeman
Yeah.
understand.
See what we've got for the lineage on these two. I think they're a pair of
Yeah, so that
rebuilt Jeep
that leader,
Curvets.
I
These
think.
are classified as Jeep 50s.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
because they've got the really big rear radiators and the 3 fans at the back.
Gotcha.
But the leader has that huge unibrow on top for extra PTC equipment, and the other one does not, which is really interesting. Which is the way it should have been, but oh well.
So our leader is an ex-Burlington Northern GP50.
All right.
And what did you say the trailing unit
It was
was?
the BNSF 3175. I'm guessing that this is the La Crosse road switch making its way down towards Savannah.
Yep, he's on his way down there.
3175 is an ex-Santa Fe GP50.
All right.
Now, why does that number sound familiar?
Well, you might have to go through your photographs and see if you found it in East Dubuque another time.
Yeah, because I have a slight suspicion that like it was in Santa Fe paint recently, and I shot it at some point, but I don't know. I'm telling you right now, I'm getting 2 units confused. So.
Okay.
But I will investigate.
Sounds good. So let's go over to the Dubuque camera quickly, and we're going to talk just a little bit more about the Canadian Pacific Marquette sub, because we are now, this is Dubuque, so this is 43.5. The other one was 78.8 was the other milepost. So 35 miles down the road from one location to the other. Now, I'm going to see if I can back up, because I saw a train by Guttenberg, and it was early this morning. The camera was off overnight due to some electrical issues, but we got the camera back on around 7 o'clock this morning, and then maybe about an hour later there was a southbound that went by, and I wanted to see if that southbound has also been by Dubuque Junction. But I'm not finding him, and I'm not finding him. And it doesn't look like... I don't know. If somebody knows... Oh, there it is. I found it. Yep. So we have a southbound here. You can see there's a curve. As the track curves around there and follows the highway, there's a number of crossings that are very close together around that curve. And so you do end up getting quite a bit of advance notice when trains come around this curve.
I'm sure they make all sorts of racket before they get here, huh?
Same thing is true in Guttenberg, honestly. Numerous crossings very close together.
Oh. Well, look what we have here. KCS AC-44.
This is not the same train.
Yeah.
This is not the same train that I saw by Guttenberg earlier this morning. This is 8:48 this morning. This is too early. So it's probably an hour running time from Guttenberg down to Dubuque.
Oh, okay. So what time did you see it go by Guttenberg?
I guess this could theoretically have been following that train. Maybe we'll have to back up a little further and see what we find.
A little more, yeah.
This is a loaded ethanol train.
Yeah.
If anyone happens to know the destination or origin point of this loaded ethanol train, go ahead and throw it in the comments there. But yes, we did have a Southern Bell KCS leader. Somebody found a pair of SD40-2s at, this same guy that's in that's in Rogersville. He found a local with Parabesti 40-2s down in Missouri.
Really?
Yeah, on the Thayer
On the
sub
UP?
is where he was.
Thayer sub.
Uh-huh.
We have eastbound that's approaching Belle Plaine now.
All right. Well, while we're rolling this guy, I'll get Belle Plaine pulled up on the next camera, or on the next browser window here. We'll have that queued up and ready to go next. So, while we're rolling this guy by, there are a couple of interesting things that I'm very proud of, honestly, about the Steel Highway channel. We have surpassed 4,000 subscribers this week, so thank you to everybody that has subscribed to the channel. Obviously, thank you to everybody that's tuning in and watching this as well. Oh yeah, that's a signal maintainer, that's right. That's a signal maintainer's truck that's over there in the corner.
Nope.
So, yes, 4,000 subscribers on the channel. So everybody make sure and like and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. And the second thing that's interesting about the YouTube channel, we have, since I installed Sedalia, what do we got here? We got
The finest.
Yes, only
Just
the
an
finest
average
power.
CP train using anything but their own power.
I know, right? CN is very bad with that as well.
Yes. All right, we're going over to Belle Plaine because Patrick says we've got something coming. Which direction are we coming here, Patrick?
Eastbound.
Okay. So we'll hear him whistling for the crossings downtown also before he gets up to the camera. The second thing that I was going to say was in the last week, since the Sedalia camera's been installed, the channel has been averaging almost 10,000 views per day. So again, thank you to everybody that is telling people about Steel Highway, telling people about this program and all the webcams that we have to offer. But yes, we crossed 10,000 views a couple of times, but we're actually getting there. The defect detector just went off. We've crossed 10,000 views a couple of times on individual moments of popularity, like as an example, when the Iowa Interstate ran their steam train through in June. But to actually average 10,000 views per day, that's a really big deal. And I'm very proud of that, and I'm just so thrilled that the reach of the channel and the community that's forming around it is really starting to take hold. So that makes me very, very happy. It gives me something to be proud about, something to, tell my mom and dad about when I see them.
And it is definitely no small achievement, that is for sure. I mean, 10,000 people is a lot of people to be consistently returning to the channel.
Right, on a daily basis. Here comes
Daily.
our eastbound.
After this, there's a westbound line through Belle Plaine.
Ooh, maybe we're going to have a meet on camera.
I don't think so. It's currently east of Blairstown.
Oh, that's not good. Lots
I've
of
got a
boxcars
couple,
here today. This is some old school railroading.
Yeah,
Boxcars,
no
covered
kidding.
hoppers.
I was about to say there's a little bit of an absence of graffiti, but I was just about to open my mouth when those hoppers went by, so.
Yeah. An empty gone, some loads of lumber. I guess today is a great example of why they wrap all that lumber in plastic so that it doesn't get saturated with water.
Right.
We've got a little bit of a water spot on the camera too, it looks like. Maybe it was raining, but it's done now in Belle Plaine.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a little bit... I think they're pretty much out of Dodge for the day.
Yeah. So we've got 30 people tuned in watching live. Thank you, everyone, for checking us out.
Look at all those boxcars. That is so cool.
I know. How often do you see that many boxcars? That Scholar one
Whoa.
is amazing. I've never
Whoa.
seen anything like that.
That's like graffiti. And a C&W one there, too.
Yeah.
There's
I
a
have a feeling-
C&W and a Wisconsin Central boxcar, too.
Yeah, I saw that one, too. That's pretty cool.
So, the other thing that's been interesting is that for the Steel Highway magazine, as we're continuing to roll by this never-ending line of boxcars. Oh, here's some auto racks. And a DPU. Oh, mid-train DPU.
Yep, another giant manifest that's going to take 10 minutes to go by.
Right. So, the second thing is that, so the Steel Highway magazine has been in business since November of last year, basically 10 months. And there's, I've had a huge amount of success with the number of subscribers people that have been subscribing, and you know, everybody that sees it, basically, with very few exceptions, they all love the content and the photography. But in this month in particular, I am on the verge of crossing $500 of revenue for the single month. Now, we've had, because of the subscriptions, there's been thousands of dollars of revenue to come in, but $500 would actually be the biggest month for a single magazine. It's 10 subscriptions in the same month, basically. And the only other time that I did that was when I first kicked it off and got whatever number of subscriptions that I got initially right off the bat last December. So, if anyone out there is contemplating subscribing to Steel Highway, you can actually help me get another record-setting month here by getting us over $500 revenue for the entire month. So that would be pretty amazing as well. So go to steel-highway.com, check out the magazine, order it if you have the inclination to do so, and make sure and help support the channel any way that you can. And yes, donations are also accepted. Stephen Kern, thank you for your donation the other day too. There's links in all the YouTube feeds for donating. Here's some short tankers. Were those ADM tankers?
I believe so.
There's our rear
No.
DPU.
LCN.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Yeah. All right. Well, any suggestions on which camera to go to next?
There was a couple of things that went through Grand Mound, and there's something that's lined to cross over right now.
All right.
I found the Interstate on West Liberty at 7:51 this morning.
Ooh. Anything exciting there?
Actually, yeah,
Yeah.
slightly.
All right.
It's trailing, but it's still pretty cool. Apparently, it got some paint touch up, so it's really shiny.
Ooh. And it's getting rained on, so it's even shinier.
Shiner, yeah.
All right, we'll check out West Liberty before we go over to Grand Mound. And what time did you say we were looking for?
7:51, like 30 seconds roughly.
7:51 and 30 seconds. Let's take a look here and see where are we at West Liberty? There it is. Oh, I see it. I see it. Just back up a little more. There we go. Oops, that was not what I intended to do. Ha!
What? Nice.
Really screwed that up. All right, take two. West
Well, maybe
Liberty.
you should have a head blocker on standby just for when we're live.
I know, right? At least it went to a YouTube ad.
Yeah, no kidding.
All right, take two for West Liberty at 7:30 this morning. Let's see where we're at here. I had just about found it before. Yep, there it is. There, the volume.
Perfect. It should just come flying around that corner any second.
I think I see some headlights through the trees.
The leader is also pretty cool because it is the first Gevo the Iowa Interstate ever had delivered.
Yeah.
That'd be number 500.
And we have the black and red Rock Island here.
Yes.
Looks like we have another loaded
It got
ethanol train.
Yeah, I didn't see, when I rolled this train by, I didn't see anything other than tanks.
So apparently the ethanol business is still booming in the state of Iowa. So yes, we did get to see the Iowa Interstate's Rock Island Heritage Unit this morning. Iowa Interstate operating 400 and some miles of former Rock Island Railroad through Illinois and Iowa.
Right. CTCX. TCBX?
I think it's CTC.
Any idea? Yeah, it's a mixture of CTCX and there's some GBRXs.
Uh-huh. Yeah, if somebody wants to do a car trace and see buffer car on the rear but no distributed power, interesting decision.
Not today. It's a shame we could have 513 on the end.
I know, right? One by one.
I just found an interesting train at Trempealeau with some foreign power on it. At 12:17.
Oh yeah? Is that the French pronunciation? Trempealeau?
Trempealeau. You know, I always forget that there's the PEA in the middle, and I just call it Trempealeau, and I'm like, all right. I mean, y'all know what I'm talking about. Trempealeau. There we go.
Yeah. It's okay. That's almost as fun as Sam deciding to talk about PO stuff.
Oh, PO stuff. Yeah. I hope he's on right now. Say something, Sam.
Let us know you care. We love you, Sam Bolte. Sam is going to be one of our co-hosts here next week.
Really?
So,
awesome.
Yeah, just so everyone knows, we're going to try to get a rotating group of co-hosts here going on the program. Oh, so we got some NS power.
Yeah.
All right.
There's also some really interesting cloud formations going on in the sky.
Yeah.
Really
There's
swirly
been
and
several
bubbly.
mornings when I've logged in here, and it's very foggy in the river bottom.
Yeah.
It's like an empty frac sand train.
Oh man. I just skipped back on Trempealeau, and at 11:36 when we had our little hiccup with YouTube servers, there's a barge coming, and then it disappears.
Go figure.
Right. At 11:36:52,
Yeah.
the camera skips ahead a few minutes.
The ghost barge.
Mm-hmm.
It's there and
Precision
then it's not.
scheduled
All right.
barging.
Well, there's the end of our empty sand train, or loaded sand train, whatever it is.
Whatever it was, it had something cool on the point. Oh,
So now I just advanced this to live, and you can see the difference in the location of the cloud shelf as it's moving off to the east also.
right.
All right, is our
We got
traffic
a-
getting close at Grand Mound there, Patrick?
Grand Mound looks about the same, but there is a westbound that is approaching the Belle Plaine Railcam.
All right. Westbound it is. You know, when we do these programs, we really almost need somebody to be like the traffic cop and say, hey, you know, like one person to host and one person to offer commentary and one person to be like, hey, go to Belle Plaine. So it's almost like like a newscast, right? You have your anchor and you have your commentator and then you have your weatherman.
Right. Yeah, that would be nice.
Uh-huh. So, if we have a chance, I'll try to back up further on that Dubuque camera. Oh, here comes our westbound, just coming around the curve there at the Woodcutters. I think that's what that's actually called, is Woodcutter's Curve.
Woodcutter's Curve.
Yeah, because there's a big sawmill up there at the top of the hill.
Oh.
Yeah. Pretty sure. Let's have some volume, shall we?
I think that's a coal train?
It would
Yeah.
appear that bears all resemblance to an empty coal train. Heading back to Wyoming.
Tom, do you think you could ever get a camera out on the Powder River Basin?
Well, sure. If all the electric plants don't get converted over to sunshine and daisies first, yes.
Right.
I mean, I'd love to, right? I think that, having something out there on the Triple Main out in western Nebraska, part of the challenge with that is that it's western Nebraska, and quite frankly, there's not a lot out there.
Right.
But I do like the idea, for sure. I'm looking at ATCS right now. 338 is between Dyersville and Piasta. And it
Growing
looks like a
closer.
CP train may have just gone across Dubuque Junction and Wood.
Really?
We might actually have to back up and check that out.
Point one, track one.
The Aaron Barrett. That was the tug and barge combo that you saw at 11:30.
Oh.
And apparently now it's in the bottom of the Mississippi River.
Oh, geez. Well, precision scheduled barging, huh?
I'm kidding. Just because it disappeared.
Well,
I
no.
think-
They didn't. It didn't go to the bottom. It just teleported 200 miles down the river.
Right. No, I think that because they only dredged the channel out to 8 feet, I think if you went down to the bottom of the channel, you'd probably still see the
top, yeah.
You'd still
Everyone
see
would
the stack
just-
or something sticking up the top.
You'd
Speaking
only.
of precision scheduled railroading,
Oh wow. Okay, what do we got going on here? Yep. Those are DPUs, that's for sure.
definitely a doubled up coal train.
Yes.
Where is the Grand Mound camera in relation to ATCS?
The crossovers are one block east of the Grand Mound camera.
Okay, we have a train that's approaching the crossovers from the east.
Okay. You know, that was a graffitied coal hopper. You don't really see very much of that.
Yeah, because usually they just keep moving.
Uh-huh. Maybe it got set out bad order or something. There's a second one, too.
Yeah.
Might have gotten set bad order out somewhere and then picked back up.
Right.
So yeah, we got 39 people logged in watching us live today. Thank you for joining us on Trackside with Tom. And we're rolling by a doubled up empty coal train right now in Belle Plaine. This is just, I mean, it's still coming, right? I can't even see the rear of the rear of it is still coming around the curve there at the top of the hill.
Yeah, this isn't there. It looks like there's some variance in the cars on the second section, huh?
Yeah, well, you look at the shields, this is a UP system hopper train.
Yeah.
This is not a solid set of third-party aluminum hoppers.
Right.
But yeah, you can see different styles of braces that are on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
Different heights of the hoppers.
Looks like a mix between
That's a
Bethgon and
C&W
rapid
hopper
discharge
right there.
hoppers.
Oh wow.
Yeah, 2 of them.
Nice.
Okay. Now it will be time to jump over to Grand Mound. And we are going to hopefully roll by a westbound at the Grand Mound camera. So, how far out did you say that was, Patrick?
It's looking at it here. It's just about at the crossover here on ATCS.
All right. Well, we've got a little bit then. I'm going to jump back over to Dubuque quick and see if we actually have a southbound just go by Dubuque while we were on the air here. And I'm not really...
Yeah, I searched through and I didn't see anything, at least yet. So you said it went through Dubuque Junction?
Well, there's a track light at Wood on the CP side.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes me think there's something sitting there waiting to come across.
Probably. Is 338? Do they have a light too?
They have lights through Piasta right now. They're only lined up to Wood, not into the yard.
Oh, okay. So I guess there's probably something coming. They're just gonna wait and see what comes first.
Right. So I'm going back. I'm trying to find this train that I found at Guttenberg to see if I can see what time he went by Dubuque. But I am not seeing it.
Ooh. I just found a very interesting train on East Dubuque.
All right. Well, I'm not going to spend any more time doing this. We'll jump back over to Grand Mound. Oh, should we check in on our track gang over in Cedar Falls also quickly?
Oh yeah, let's see what they're up to. I bet they're...
Looks like a welder, maybe?
Could be.
I think he's got a welding mask on.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, he does.
Uh-huh.
Wow,
So, yeah.
that looks like one.
Definitely not going to see any trains at Cedar Falls Junction with this crew working.
Yeah.
But, you know,
Maintenance
it's always
in
interesting
the
to
way.
see something a little out of the ordinary. So, all right, well, We'll jump back over. Oh, we have. Look at this.
Oh wow, look at that.
We have the westbound at West Liberty. We're actually gonna catch him. All right. Let's see what the westbound is.
Couple elephant-style Gevos. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Is this an SESI train? Or SISA?
No, this would be BICB.
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh, okay.
SISA would have had, or most likely would have had 516 in it.
And don't those run later?
Yeah,
Ah, I see.
that
Okay.
probably would have come through at like 1 in the morning last night, or around then.
Lame.
You know, this isn't a unit ethanol train, but like the other one was, but there's a big block of ethanol tankers here.
Right.
Sometimes
Some
they
of the
just
same
stick.
reporting marks also.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just stick an entire ethanol train into a manifest.
Normal road trains.
Yeah, and being that it's empty and going back west, that surprises me a lot less. With the loaded tonnage going east, makes it much more likely that they would be running it south. I think we're coming up on the rear here pretty soon. What it sounds like anyway. Yes, I think it's pretty safe to say we have. Oh, wait, here are the pigs. I guess they're not really pigs, they're
on
the
the-
containers.
Yeah, no, they're stacks. Don't listen to Giles.
But I know, right?
Or me, but no, we're not going to
Listen,
bring
if
this
the-
up, but
if
they
the
are
interstate-
definitely pigs.
If the interstate was running pigs, so would the CN.
Evan, you are not an interstate rail fan, so you do not have a say in the matter.
Well, fine.
Not
You are
a
not
rail fan
wrong.
of the Iowa Interstate.
Yeah, no.
Train is crossing over in Grand Mound right now.
Okay.
That means he's pretty much right on top of the camera then, right?
He's about a mile outside of town. Maybe less.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Yep. If you follow Highway 30
In other
outside
words, not
of-
too far.
Yeah, it's not too far. But, yes, if you follow Highway 30 east of Grand Mound, there's a spot where the tracks and the road diverge a little bit, where the tracks are up on a higher grade and the road kind of goes down further. And if you look carefully, the control point for the Grand Mound crossovers is just hidden up there in the trees. Right off that point where
Oh.
the track starts to separate a little bit. I'm looking over here at the DM&E ATCS also. We have a northbound lined up at Letts. So, while we're discussing this, next week I'm going to be installing in Ottumwa, and we're going to have an ATCS server in Ottumwa, and we're also going to have a webcam. So the webcam is going to be on the BNSF side, about 4 or 5 blocks east of the diamond with the CP. But the ATCS is going to cover the CP side because the BNSF has already converted the Ottumwa sub over to the positive train control signaling system. Here comes our gates. So we're getting close now. So we'll have coverage of a tumbling Lawler from downtown Ottumwa, and then we're working at a spot on top of the hill to be able to potentially have a server site to cover the Rutledge siding. So we have an NS leader here.
Ooh, look at that. Good old unrebuilt Dash 9.
UP detector, milepost 24.9, track C.
All right. Is that a painted over SP auto rack? I'm not sure.
Not that I didn't think so. BSF. NS double, one of those, whatever they're called.
Articulated.
Articulated, yeah. Wow, look at that old hopper there.
Yeah.
Wood chip car, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of that plywood's coming unwrapped. That's not good. Hopefully it's green. Hopefully it's green treated.
Right. Oh, empty boxcar. Open empty
Wide
boxcar.
open. Providence and Worcester right there.
Yeah, on
That,
the auto rack.
Yep.
BNSF auto rack. With the wagon wheel on it. CSX YN2 auto rack. Who was saying, somebody on the program here was saying they'd never seen CN auto racks. I don't remember if it was one of you guys or not.
Really?
Wasn't
I mean-
me for sure.
I can't remember the last time I've seen a CN auto rack, at least on CN rails.
Yeah.
I've definitely seen it. Sounds like a train at Wood is getting a warrant.
Okay.
It's an SD60.
Really?
Yeah.
What
Hang
was
on, let
the
me
road
check.
number? Are you listening to the Dubuque radio
I
feed
heard.
right now?
Yeah, I heard 60 something.
Okay.
Or
Bunch of NS
oh,
hoppers.
50. Oh, that's a letdown. 5034.
Oh.
That's a 30 eco, I think.
Still interesting. I don't know if we've seen one of those on camera.
Oh,
here
yeah. Look at that. There was a couple Golden West service cars there.
yet. Yeah. Saw that.
Very fresh. But yeah, no, I don't think we've seen a 30 eco leading on the program before, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
There's a CN hopper. Or not hopper, sorry, auto rack.
Auto
Yes.
rack.
Some BNSF swooshes going by. Another one of those articulated auto rack cars. I think that's a salt car. That little 2-bay hopper. All right. Anything else near Grand Mound?
No.
All right.
There's something between Calamus and West Loudoun.
Loudon.
Loudon, come
Sorry.
on.
We need to publish a pronunciation guide for
Guide
towns in
for-
Iowa.
Thoughts on railfan locations.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm very sorry.
That's all right.
You better be.
If there's anyone in here listening from the town of Loudon, they'll know that we're sticking up for them.
Please don't sue us.
Where you said you found something interesting by East Dubuque. What was your timestamp on that one?
At 9:01.
9:01 at East Dubuque. All right. What kind of a train was it?
It's a grain train.
I think I found it. Let's see here. Here we go. Need some volume. Still haven't talked to Leibolds about cutting that tree down yet, but it's definitely on my agenda of things to do. Oh, gates are coming down. Hear him whistling through downtown East Dubuque.
Yep.
So as we're watching the East Dubuque camera here, I think that... Oh, here it comes. We got a war bonnet leading.
Yes. Very clean, too.
Yes.
And in perfect light.
Yep.
While I'm disappointed I can't be shooting it right now, I am grateful that I am at least able to witness it.
Make haste down to Guttenberg, or down to Galesburg, I mean.
Guttenberg, yeah. Right. Guttenberg. Yeah, no, if that was going to Guttenberg, I think I'd be out.
And we have a BNSF system hopper train here.
Yeah. Occasional BN hopper here and there.
There's a green BN hopper, yeah, right there.
Yeah. Look at that. That one's pretty... Yeah, it's actually got a bit of graffiti going on.
Yeah. Our CP train has lights across Wood and Dubuque Junction now.
Sweet.
So we'll be switching over to check that out next. So, alright, let's ask a question here since we're looking at the BNSF. The UP, obviously, has done their heritage units. And the NS has an extensive collection of heritage units.
Yes.
Were you disappointed that the BNSF decided to do the sticker units? Because there's more of those, or would you rather actually see heritage units?
I would rather see heritage units. While I mean, before the sticker units were public, I heard rumors that BNSF was going to do something related to heritage. And I was fully expecting a Great Northern painted Gevo, and I was very excited. While I wasn't necessarily let down too badly per se, I will say it is just a Gevo with some 3M vinyl stickers on it. It's really all it is, but at the very least it's something. So,
what are your thoughts, Patrick? Stickers versus heritage units?
I mean, the obvious answer would be I would rather have a heritage unit, but at the same time, it's better than nothing.
but that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it.
That's really it.
Alright.
CN did a half decent job with a couple of them, but I don't know if anyone here has seen the Wisconsin Central one. That is probably the worst heritage unit ever created.
Are you in the camp that does not like the small nose sticker? Is that your complaint?
It's not even the small nose sticker. It's so bland. It could have been. I have seen so many like amateur sketches of it that are just so mind-blowingly better. Like if they had applied the FP45 scheme on it, oh, mind-blowing.
I mean, any Wisconsin Central paint scheme that they had would have been better than what CN did.
Yeah, instead of CN's super low effort, make it as easy as possible for the paint shop type paint scheme.
I mean,
All right.
I was waiting for a DM&IR one, but
Me
they never
too.
did that.
We're going to open up a poll in the chat here and see what people say.
Yeah.
Heritage units versus
Now, speaking
sticker units.
of CN heritage units, Patrick, what is your favorite CN heritage unit?
I don't know. I quite like the V-pole.
Me too. I would put that number three on my top 3 list, I guess. I'm a huge fan of 8952, which is the M-2 Grand Trunk heritage unit.
The GT one, yeah.
Yes, that one just...
The one that, what did it do? Derail somewhere in Wisconsin?
Yeah, but then they just put it back on. It was fine.
Yeah.
It got screwed up, but I think it's still out. I don't know, actually. I haven't asked about it, but yeah. Mainly that's just because I don't like Tier 4s. I am in my own little separate boat of not liking Tier 4s whatsoever. I think they're just ugly.
Yeah, I do think you're kind of in your own
Weird.
little boat there.
Yeah. Yep.
So
Yep.
I had somebody remind me of something that there's a CP script unit that Noah tried to actually point out to us on the last program, and we didn't have time to get to it. But it's leading the 261 today. And I'm scrolling back through the Washington camera to see if I can find it.
That is something that is on my bucket list I need to get. Now, that is the kind of heritage that I like. Like, foreign fallen flag heritage units are really cool and all, but throwback schemes are just mind-blowing. CP did a fantastic job with theirs.
Yes, they did.
And they made a bunch of them, too, so they're not the hardest thing in the world to shoot.
Yeah, I agree. I really enjoyed seeing the CP script units for sure. How far back are we going to have to go? Unless a 261 actually hasn't gone by Washington yet. Which would be very surprising to me.
Yeah. Yeah,
By the
not
way,
yet.
there
I
was
think
a,
that's only going to go via the river. No, I'm sorry. I'm the most original man alive, ladies and gentlemen, making a 261 joke.
Uh-huh. There's some track equipment in Washington.
Are they doing anything, or are they just passing through?
Well, I don't know. That's just a frozen frame of them. But I do know that they have the Linby siding cut in on the... they don't have any signaling done for it yet. But the Linby siding is definitely in service at its new length of over 2 miles. 2.5 miles, I think.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm not finding this 261. Buddy, if you've got a timestamp from it, you want to throw it in the comments there, that would be great.
Sam says it went by around 0600.
0600. Okay, so maybe it really was just before sunrise then. Let's see here. It's going to be tough to find because the camera is kind of... Yeah, I think I found it. But the camera is obscured with some rain.
Yeah, could probably still kind of make it out. Hopefully.
I don't know.
No?
0601, almost 0602 in Washington. And what have we got here? As we're here, we should definitely check out anybody that's interested in actually staying in an Airbnb that is by the tracks, the Washington Depot You can kind of tell from the profile what it
Yeah, it's an ACU, and that's a burning -9, but we'll gloss over that.
Right.
It's just doing its thing. It's fine.
All right. Well, we're gonna switch back over because we should be pretty close to having some traffic in Dubuque now.
About that. They've been shooting back and forth with the dispatcher. They can't get the train to move for some reason,
Oh,
which is interesting.
that's a problem.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh yeah, I see. They're still just sitting there. Haven't knocked down the signals yet at Wood. All
Yeah.
right.
I was just kind of phased out, and then I hear someone very frustrated came over the radio. I'm having trouble getting this thing moving. I'm like, oh, okay, that's great.
Well, while we're waiting for that, I did see.
Oh. Soul Train?
This is a Muscatine Power and Water coal train. So Andy Brown, if you're on here, this train is coming for you. You can kind of just barely make out the MPWX reporting marks.
I like the little piece of blue paint that they have on there.
So the paint is there to mark the rotary ends on the cars.
Oh.
But you see how they all have gates on the bottom?
Yeah.
Muscatine Power and Water actually does bottom dumping onto, they spot one car at a time and they open the gates and dump the coal out and run it up on a conveyor into the coal pile.
Oh. That's interesting.
Yes. But if they were going into Fruitland, which is a rotary dumping plant, there's another case. If they were going into a rotary dumping plant, such as the Fruitland power plant, they would have to have all of those lined up. Because otherwise you might have, if they're not all lined up correctly, you end up with two rigid drawbars next to each other and you go to rotate and the car, you know, the next three cars go with it.
Right.
So as they're going, this is northbound or eastbound by the Washington Depot, they're kind of on the top of a hill here. Oh, we got some westbound stacks moving through Carroll also.
Oh yeah, Carol. That one camera that we always forget about.
Yeah, the one camera that's there that we... Yes. So anyway, Muscatine Power and Water Train, these come generally with mid-train DPUs and rear helpers, and most of the time they can make it up the hill at Rutledge in one cut if they have 5 or 6 motors on it distributed through the whole train.
Yeah.
But anyway, yes, these are becoming increasingly rare, these gated hoppers on the bottom, because most of the places that use coal for utilities, and they end up using the rotary dumpers
Yeah.
to empty the cars out.
That would be an interesting thing to witness happen.
Oh yeah. Well, there's our rear DPUs.
Going back to that poll that you put up, Tom, that heritage versus sticker poll, we have 23 votes in, and nobody voted for stickers.
100%.
Nice. Glad to see we're all
100%
on
of
the
the
same
people
page.
that voted. Yeah.
All right, time to go back to Dubuque.
Maybe they fear for their safety if they hit sticker.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Looks like we have a car pulled up at the camera. Hopefully it's a Fulmer waiting for the train.
Oh, we don't use the F word here on this program.
Oh, jeez.
I've
Yeah.
been told not to use the F word on the program.
Whoops, my bad.
Yeah.
It's not like me and all the young boys got over it and literally just call each other the F word, but
Right.
That is what
apparently
we
it's
are.
derogatory. Apparently it's a derogatory term, which is unfortunate.
Well, I don't see any.
But
I
are
don't see
you
anyone
allowed to
getting
say
out,
it
but
if
does
you
appear
are
that
one?
it's still raining in Dubuque. So maybe they're waiting for the last possible moment to jump out.
Maybe. Did he knock down the signal yet?
Oh yeah, it looks like he's knocked down the signal, and he's out across, making his way out across Jones Street now.
Nice.
So we
Hopefully
should
at
literally,
a slightly faster speed.
I mean, anything's possible. They still have to do 20 through here because of the turnout speeds.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Over. We're full up here, north end. So I can just swap here before I pop in. Yeah, we got 3 cars to set out here at CN. We got 2
Then
cars
it looks
to set out
like
for Dubuque,
338
and then a
is
pickup for Dubuque 19, over.
waiting in between East Piasta and Wood.
Yep. And I just heard him say over the radio he's working at the interchange there, so we're not going to see him probably. He's got the light at Dubuque Junction, but he just said he's working at the interchange. So we will go ahead and we'll try to get over to Muscatine and see.
I'll keep an eye on this camera. I'll let you know if we get gates.
We'll jump down to Muscatine and see that ACU go by, and then we'll call it a day here. So if I'm going to scroll down and find not that one. Muscatine it is. Oh, the Muscatine camera is completely covered with rain.
Is it really?
It's still, it looks like it's raining hard there, honestly. But maybe if I scroll back a while. Yeah, it's not so bad. So I think we can work with this. Right now it must be raining pretty hard in Muscatine.
It was telling me something about calm on the bottom right corner.
So we're at the Muscatine Merrill Hotel, another great place to check out if you want a rail fan from your hotel room.
Right.
And this is 9 o'clock this morning, so it's 3 hours after he went by Washington. I'm assuming this is going to be the same train.
Copy. All right, so we can look at the logs and guys have a safe trip.
You get quite a long approach as you come down here. Looks like he's got auto racks on the head end.
Yeah.
Lots of auto racks on the head end.
Oh, wait. I think those are
Those grain hoppers.
sand or grain cars.
Yeah, those are
Hoppers
hoppers.
of some kind.
Yep, and here's our CM script unit.
Oh yeah, and then one of those XKC or XBNSF KCS -9s.
Yes. Do you suppose they're prepaying for horsepower hours?
Could be. Could be. Or maybe they're doing BNSF a favor by getting rid of one of a million H2-9s that they have.
Right.
I just can't wait for them to get paint.
You know, that's one of the biggest questions, right? What is the CPKC paint scheme going to look like?
Yeah. I am still waiting. Waiting very impatiently for the day that gets announced.
Right.
But I also have a small suspicion that it might just become CP.
Well, you know, there is a lot of red in those KCS Southern bells.
Yeah. Right. I'm just hoping they don't just add Kansas City on top of the text that they have on the normal CP videos, and then just do the same thing on all the KCS power.
Yeah.
Hoping not. Crossing my fingers.
All right, we're gonna close down the poll. Maybe we can do a poll another day of what people think that the CP-KC merger paint scheme should look like. Thank you for everyone for participating in the poll. We are going to be live next week on Monday and Tuesday and Friday of next week, all at noon. And we're going to start having a rotating set of hosts that'll be working with us. So, you know, we'll keep some fresh faces in here. Otherwise, check out steel-highway.com. Subscribe to the magazine. Make sure and check out all the projects that we have. I'm going to be down in Ottumwa next week on Wednesday, and I will be putting in a webcam and ATCS server in Ottumwa.
Sweet.
So we have that to look forward to. We'll probably have that on Fridays. That'll probably be what our featured camera on Friday will be.
Yeah.
This guy is
Hopefully
really kind of dragging through downtown Muscatine. He must be going in the hole at Hines.
There's another Saskatchewan cylindrical hopper there that seem to be making their rounds.
One.
Yeah.
Well, as we finish rolling this by, thank you, Patrick, for joining us today. You want to tell everyone goodbye?
Yeah. See you, everyone.
And Evan, thank you for joining us today. We appreciate it as well.
Absolutely. Hope everyone has a nice sweater weather day if you're local to the Midwest or Eastern Iowa area, because it is. It's drizzly, but it's at the same time it's not 100 degrees, so.
Yes, like it literally was 2 days ago.
Yes. Exactly. Yep.
So, all right. Well, make sure and tune in again next Monday, and I look forward to seeing everyone next week and getting some more webcams installed. So, have a fantastic weekend.
Take care, everyone.